If they owned by somebody else and they not benefiting our community, they not supporting our community, and they just taking advantage of our community and taking our money back to their community, then stop going there. Take a building that's in your community and make that a corner store. Make that we spend $12 billion on beauty supplies and don't own none of the beauty supply stores.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got black businesses is seen to be different because it's a black store, but you renting from the Chinaman, getting all your merchandise from China or Pakistan or the white dude. It's no circle of money coming back to the black community. You just taking money from us, renting from the Chinaman, getting products from another hue, and then saying that that's black business. That's not black business. That's black operated.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have no school system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's wrong with like I used to hear Umar Johnson talking about, you know, he want people to donate to get a school. All right. So you're gonna buy a school. They're not gonna sell you a new school.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna sell you a rundown school that you're gonna have to spend more money to refurbish, right? So why not take money, buy land, build a school, which is going to be cheaper, put all these black educated people in. And I'm not talking about the run-of-the-mill. I'm not talking about the run-of-the-mill teacher. I'm not talking about them. You get the run-of-the-mill teacher and you send them back to school to get a doctorate. And then you bring all doctors and philosophers to teach from elementary up to high school. And then you put out great minds. Oh, that wouldn't work. Well, that's what New Zealand does.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You put a chef, you put a gourmet chef in that kitchen, and you serve them 3 gourmet meals to nurture their body while they in there. All this can happen. All this can happen. You know what I'm saying? Even if you start with retired teachers that's older that can teach other teachers how to be teachers, and you get a building, and you financially grow from there. You know, it's a plan. You got to have a plan. And I used to think like this when I was locked up, because it's like when I was on every unit that I was on, wasn't no all that black on black violence, man. That was deaded. And it's people who will tell people like, nah, little man deaded that, and he was very persuasive on how he did it. You know, using the elders. Yo, man, we can't be against each other in this place. We have to kind of support each other because every other race is together and the officers are together. Yep. So how we gonna be divided? You beefing with me because I'm from another side of town or the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas and Houston beefing with each other. It was just a wild thing, and then we just deaded it, and we were stronger together.
Absolutely. Would you say you talked about those powerful leaders like your Fred Hamptons, your Malcolm X's, Umar Johnson? To me, I think he started off well, but I think he got lost somewhere in that process. I think he had the potential to fill those shoes. One of those leaders. Do you still support him, and did you donate to his school project at all, Umar Johnson?
No, I didn't donate to his school project because I didn't believe in it. Because I didn't believe in going to get a rundown school and do that when it was going to cost you more money if you could just build it. Sometimes this is what makes a great leader. This is what makes a great leader. Taking counsel. You have to be able to take counsel. In Islam, it's called mashura. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you take mashura, you come in, you pour everything out of your cup. You sit your cup down and you let all the educated minds around you fill that cup up with different thoughts of what you is. It's your final decision. But now you have 15 different plans of people constantly putting more and more information in the glass for you to draw from. You know what I'm saying? And you can't find anybody that was a great leader in history that was on an island by himself. He had great counsel. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need. You have to have great counsel. Man, I would have got all the best minds together, and we would have argued in a room. We would have argued in the best manner in a room to get the project done. And it would have been up and running, because guess what? That project was going on for I don't know how many years. LeBron came in and dropped the school in no time. Why? Because he had better counsel.
Talk about the Breakfast Club and outlets who give platforms to somebody like Umar Johnson. Is that divisive, or how divisive is that to Black people? Because you talk about the mains of Black guys on a platform like the Breakfast Club, and then you hear Umar Johnson get on there, and although a great orator, very divisive if you got Black people, Black single women in particular, throwing money that they really don't have to a cause that may not come about anyway. How divisive is a Breakfast Club, or how do you feel about a Breakfast Club having him on the platform?
Man, I've never been on the Breakfast Club. I don't really, with all media, I understand it in the form of, it's three things I understand about media. One is entertainment. What the entertainment value to keep the sponsorships in everything going. You know, the other is how responsible do I think they are in what they put out. You know, like Tom Joyner was really responsible on what he put out. Like, he vetted the things that he wanted to put out, even though it had entertainment value, but it was a show that had everything in right perspective and in the right proportion. You know what I'm saying? So it was a grown person show. It was a show that I could listen to with my kids, because it was a show with balance and wasn't no pieces out of place, if you understand what I'm saying on that level. You know what I'm saying? So men were men, women were women, you know, everything was in its natural perspective. So that's one angle of media that I listen to. And the next thing is, it's what the people want. And sometimes what the people want is not conducive to our well-being. You know, like, I give you a prime example. A lot of people look at Atlanta and say, oh, this is the Mecca of Black people. But Atlanta, as soon as they were opened up, nobody was thinking to say, don't go out there. And then they contracted 22, 23, 3,500 new cases of COVID. But in your mind, you was thinking somebody would say that's responsible, Tyler Perry, Tip, Mike, Big Mike, you know, whoever would give a bullhorn and say, don't go out there. But then they in cars spinning around, shooting at each other, wilding. Do I think that's a media scam now? Because it is what it is. Some things that people put out there are just not conducive, you know, and that's with media. That's with and sometimes we play into the propaganda of what people want us to be about, you know. So I'm gonna bring this person on my show because this is a hot button, you know. But but do you run your own show? So I can't really That's the whole thing. I can't really point a finger at it, but who runs the show? Who's the program director? Who's the owner of the show? You know what I'm saying? So you can be the face. You can be the face. Like in my neighborhood, it's like this. You have this historically black community, right? And then some of the houses are older because it's owned by older people, right? So then then the city gives a contract to a black developer. He starts developing houses in this community. So it's like, and then they raise the taxes. So they take these old homes. Now you got these $400,000 homes, $300,000 homes next to these homes that's been there since the 60s, the 50s. So you get priced out of your community under blackface, but with the hidden hand of another hue. You know what I'm saying? It looks good that a black developer has this contract, but they know what they doing because they gonna tax you out of the neighborhood. But they came to you under blackface.